So Frank Sudo went back and made a sequel to City of Rott, and he made City of Rott 2. This one is also released from Mod releasing under the Raw and Extreme line. This one is from 2014. It's widescreen this time. And this would be number 62 in the Wild Eye Raw and Extreme line. Now, let's go ahead and say that this one here probably has more of a plot than the first one did. It's got a little bit of a government military thing going on. One particular member of this military has the skin worms, and he's kind of an outcast to the rest of the group. And he meets like this rogue guy that's kind of very mysterious, that's killing those guys in the group. And he also runs across an old man, and I'm not going to tell you if it is or isn't the same old man from part one because I don't want to spoil anything. So the plot itself is, at a glance, way more. There's more beef to it than the original. And I mean, there's even aliens in this one. You toss aliens into the mix, and it's wild. So on the tip of things, you think, well, this probably tops the last one. Not necessarily. And I say this because they changed the animation style on this one, and this one's like completely different in animation, which are all different, but this one's probably the worst as far as animation goes, because this time it appears that instead of the little like South Park bounce that the characters did in the first one, they simply just glide, and it looks kind of like it's a PlayStation 2 graphic situation here, and it kind of brings it down. I mean, it kind of takes me out of it a little bit, like when you see people just gliding across the floor like it's a bad video game. There still is a bunch of gore. There still is a bunch of zombies. The worms, like I said, are still crawling out the zombies, and it's definitely more of a plot, but still, it seems like it lacked the charm to me that the original one had. Now, this one comes with a director's commentary, behind the scenes, animated series, episode one of like what was going to be like a I guess a web series of this. Image gallery, scene selection, trailers. It's so it's not terrible. I'm not saying it's by any means terrible. It's a little confusing with the plot though, but not as confusing as things are about to get. And it's still very creative, and I give them a lot of kudos for the work that they put into this one. Even if at the end of the day, it probably is a full step down. I give the other one a 3. I'm giving this a 2. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, and like I said, I still praise the creativeness behind this one, but I feel like they had a really good style, or maybe they had more substance in this case than they had style. A lot of steak, but not a whole lot of sizzle. And this one just kind of failed to deliver in like areas that the first one did. So, is it unwatchable? No, and you're gonna want to watch it if you watch the first one anyway. But don't be prepared, or should I say, be prepared for it not to be nowhere near as good as the original one was. Still, second in a trilogy. Going to review the other one. It should be up on the channel when this is up. Auto releasing number 62 on the Raw and Extreme line. Not necessarily my cup of tea on this one this time around, but I did appreciate what they tried to do, and it probably deserves a few props just for being completely out of left field with a lot of stuff.